Bhuvneshwar, any other students that we can listen to? Please let me know if you are audible and clearly visible to each one of you. Yeah. So this is a quick, interactive session that we will be doing it about the strategy for NEET PG. You're very close to the exam, and this is something that I want you all to, remember this crucial 20 days of your preparation that we have. So it's just a strategy session. I'll just give you a brief outline about how to go about this and to conquer on the day of exam, that is August 11th, right? August 11th, your NEET PG date. So how to plan this 20 days? Okay, how to plan this 20 days? The first and the foremost is to remember these crucial dates that you have. One is the 22nd July, that is today by evening 11:55. You have to choose your test city, right? See that you are having your test city selected by today. And you'll be allotted the test city or location, the test center location, as well as, the city that would be mentioned to you on 29th. And please check your email on that day. And the test center will be located on 8th. So the city will be located on 29th July and the center will be located on 8th August. And you can see that on your admit card from your NBE website. So these are the important dates, and I hope you remember your exam date, and that is your 11th August. So follow your mails, check your website for the admit card on those dates. Now, how do you follow this daily routine now? The important remember is do not get haywire and haphazard in your last days. Remember, you have worked so much for the last 1 year, right? Putting a lot of effort in gaining all this knowledge, and you must have felt yourself improved also. So do not panic at this point of time. See that you have a focused revision. Concentrate on just seeing that you are happy that you have done a very good revision at the end of your preparation. So you should forget about the results, forget about the exam. Have a mindset that, yes, I have given a very good 20 days of revision, a revision that I am proud of. Okay. And you should have a focused 10 to 12 hours of study, distraction-free study that you should try to attain at this time. Regular MCQ practice. And MCQ practice need not be too heavy at this point of time. Okay, you don't have to go so much on MCQ practice. You can plan 40 sets, 40 question sets, right? And maybe 2 to 3 sets every day should be more than fine for you to just get the momentum going throughout the day. And fast track review and high yield topics, you should know how to skim through the topics. Skim through the topics rather than trying to read the entire content. For example, you're reading ophthalmology. You don't have to continuously study each line, anatomy of the eye and everything. Your high yield areas. Glaucoma will be tested. Conjunctivitis will be tested. Your cataract will be tested. So you should know where to slow down and where to skim through your topics and have a very fast track review and high yield review that you're doing at this last 20 days. And have a very positive approach, guys. This is very important. You're only focused on revisions. If at all you're slowing down, tell your brain that I'll do more revisions of the same chapter, same subject, rather than trying to slow down the revision. So it's important that you have a focused revision and multiple revisions rather than trying to slow down at this point of time. Okay, it's important to have that by the end, I have a detailed revision done of the topic. You should feel confident when you put a subject aside as a revision is done. You should feel happy that I have done most important and high yield topics on that topic. Do not compromise on sleep. Many students at this point of time, close to the exam, I see a lot of those students, losing out on sleep and trying to improve their study hours by losing sleep. Please don't do that mistake. Quality sleep is important. Otherwise, you'll be having less energy in the day to execute your things. You'll have less energy, and also you'll have a lot of brain fog developing. So you don't want to compromise on the sleep. 6 to 7 hours of nice, comfortable sleep, and eat well and stay hydrated during this course. Take short breaks. Do not, completely become, away from talking to family or away from taking some small breaks and stuff. Walk during your, calls, walk during your breakfast and stuff, right? So see that you're energized, you are exercising a bit, you are not being completely sedentary. It helps you stay more, energetic towards your last 20 days of your preparation. Then, sir, how to plan the subjects now? Should I do more theory, more MCQs? I would say 70% time should be on theory. And it should not be compromised. Theory, especially from your main notes only. Revise from your notes. Avoid watching more videos at this point of time. See that you are revising from your notes that you have made. Okay, the entire your notes become more important at this point of time rather than watching a lot of new videos and stuff. Practice sets of 40 questions, 40 question sets, at least 2 to 3, so that you are in sync of practicing those 40 questions, and give the same time frame. Give 42 minutes to yourself and see that you practice those questions in 40 sets. Some subjects you are really feeling difficult to handle at this point of time, or you are feeling that I would not want to spend so much time on that subject. Please at least do retrograde revision. I mean all the topic wise MCQs. If you cannot do the entire thing of the theory, if you're not comfortable, at least topic wise MCQs. Please remember what is the thing at this point of time. At this point of time, you are having 2 sets in the exam, right? And the exam has been postponed, and a lot of new questions have to be made, and the examiner cannot directly make so many questions suddenly, okay, in a short duration of time. So a lot of questions will overlap. So have faith. You may get so many previous year topics, previous year questions. So do not become disheartened at this point of time. Who knows, the paper may actually be very doable. So do revise all the subjects you're not able to handle. Just a retrograde revision. Topic wise MCQs you just see through. Anesthesia maybe 400 questions, psychiatry maybe 400 questions. You may get most of these questions right on the day of exam. It's pretty much doable. If you have to do 400 questions right of a subject, and at this point of time and revisions are done, it is much easier also. So don't lose hope. See that you brush up all your 19 subjects even in this 20-day period. Now about the grand test. I don't suggest doing too many grand tests at this point of time. If you have not done recently, maybe 1 or 2 grand tests will just help you have a baseline understanding of handling your time management and other things. But more than grand test, revision is something that I would want. Theory revision is something that I would want. Just practice some questions to see that you are in loop of your question practice. 1 or 2 grand tests to just see that you are managing your time well. That too in this week, not in the last week. Last week, I would say only revision. Avoid grand test in the last week. Only revisions should be fine. Revise images, especially there are some volatile topics that you all know. Milestones are there. There are rate limiting enzymes. There would be lot of genes that you need to remember. So just have an overview of that. Some forensic laws and stuff. So you just go through them, those volatile areas. If you have made a 20th notebook of all your own volatile topics, go through them in these last 3 days. So keep your last 3 days completely separate. See that you complete 19 subjects either by revising your main notes. And how do you do that? By fast track skimming through the topics, or by at least retrograde revision of those subjects. And revise the images, especially the sutures, the kind of mesh that is there in surgery, a lot of surgery images that you need to know, and volatile topics also. Keep that reserved for your last 3 days. Now, one thing that I would suggest is at this point of time, and most of the subjects, it is better to go in an integrated manner. So if you're revising, if you're having a plan, stick to that. If you're having, a new start happening from this last 20 days, I would suggest if you do anatomy and then do orthopedics, a lot will be covered fastly. You can cover a lot of topics fastly because the upper limb and lower limb trauma, overlaps, and the nerve injuries, a lot of things is understood already in the anatomy of these topics. So it is important that you have a approach which is integrated. Anatomy, orthopedics, maybe surgery also along with anatomy. You can do your medicine subjects, physio, patho, pharma, medicine, right? Pediatrics, they go in a sync. So once you have done physio revision, you could actually plan that you are in this sync so that the concepts get clearer. You don't have to work multiple times on the same topic, right? So it's a flow of thought that develops, okay, and a clarity of thought that develops when you're revising. When you are preparing, you studied subject-wise. But when you're revising, if you can you're doing it subject-wise. But the order of the subject, if you choose wisely, it becomes easier revision and helps you, get better understanding of these topics. PSM and OBG, these are high yield for your exam. Lot of questions come in these topics. And, see that you give them enough weightage in this last few days. Okay. Now, what are the subjects to revise? Your weak subject should be your important subject, and that too in this first week. In this first week only you do this. In the first week only you plan for your weak subject in the first week. Then, as you see the trend of the last couple of years, I have selected the questions, the subjects that have been frequently asked in the last few days. So see that you are covering these and going in the examination hall. You have your biochemistry, your pharma, you can expect around 15 questions there. Micro, patho has been asked. PSM, general medicine surgery, obviously close to 45 questions integrated with the allied subjects that you have. And obstetrics and gynecology also gives you a decent number of questions in the exam. So these are the subjects that you will try to see. You are all fresh in these last 20 days. Prioritizing your weak subjects in the first week. Whichever is your weak subject, whichever, either if you have not done your short subjects, that is your primary subject that you will want to concentrate on, especially in the first week. And mix and match. If you are having a weak subject that is being handled in the morning, see that you do a strong subject revision in the evening, so that you cover more. You don't slow down with one subject. You have a sense of feeling of completion of more subjects as you go through, that you cover a weak subject in the morning and a subject that you are strong in the evening. So multiple subjects will be covered and you'll feel more comfortable and more positive as you complete a larger group of subjects. And do not unnecessarily worry when will be my shift, right? And that is decided by the exam, right? And the admit card only you'll know that. So unnecessarily don't worry what is standard normalization. Just do that. You do that question on the merit of the question. Each question you will answer it on the merit. If it is an easy one also you'll answer. It's a difficult one for you, it should be difficult for everybody else. Do not worry on things which you cannot control, which are not needed, and it doesn't matter to you, right? These things will get normalized. You need not worry about it, what these are and stuff. Just go and see that you are giving your best on the day of exam. Each question I am marking it on its merit and I am giving my best, and I should be happy that I have done a good revision in the last 20 days and I have attempted it sincerely. Success is all about the progress that you make, guys. Okay, it is not don't worry about what is happening on the result day or what is happening on the exam day. Have you progressed or not? Have you done your sincere efforts? Have you worked towards your goal sincerely or not? And if the answer is yes towards this, you're already successful. You should be proud of yourself, and we all understand this journey. So do not be unnecessarily worried and panic. See that you do not keep on thinking about all these things that you don't control. Have a positive frame of mind and go with a positive hope also. And what are the things to avoid in the last? Avoid panic, avoid new information. And how do you avoid panic? So just keep a belief that you have worked. You do not try to add new content, new questions. Do not get panicked when you see difficult questions. They do not actually matter on the day of exam. They do not actually matter for you in the results also. It is the silly mistakes that you do. It is the mistakes that the topics that you know and you do silly mistakes. Those things are the more worrisome, not the difficult questions, not the new topics or new areas and all. So please unnecessarily don't stress yourself when you see one difficult question, one topic. It is okay. It's not needed to know everything. You have to be just smart enough to see that you are doing the best on that day. Don't leave your main notes. I see during revision, many of the students, having worked for the year, having made notes, having solved MCQs, they leave their, notes aside and start looking for shortcuts, shortcut videos, shortcut materials, shortcut PDFs and stuff. The sense of completion of a subject, the thought process that develops when you revise your main notes, especially the notes that you have already worked on, is going to be immense. It will help you rule out your options. Ruling out options will happen only if you do your main notes well. If you are completely unaware of your main notes, if you completely not revise your main notes, then you may plan a retrograde MCQ revision on that subject. But the notes that you have worked on, please do not leave your notes. And I have told you multiple times, do not compromise sleep. Okay, you do not get good scores, better scores by compromising sleep. If you are tired, have a power nap in the afternoon. If you are fatigued, right? So see that you take a break also, a needed break, okay, and stay comfortable in your journey. And a few things I would end up with: by believing passionately in something that still does not exist, we create it. So believe that you will have a good exam. Believe that you have worked hard. Believe that you have progressed over this 1 year, right? And you will create a beautiful story for yourself. And the non-existence is whatever we have not sufficiently desired. So desire, be hopeful, be hungry, be determined, and I'm sure that you'll be successful on the day of exam. So I just wanted you to have a quick interaction to just guide you through that you're doing the right things at this last 20 days. And any of your queries you have, I'll be happy to take up. Dave is asking, evening, sir. Good evening. How do you suggest I prepare for preclinical subjects? I'll be writing INSET and PG, and I want my prep to immaculate. However, my preclinical subjects are pretty weak. Dave, I understand. Right now, I'm focusing on the exam going batch. But if you are a preclinical subjects, I would say, patho, pharma, that combination is a very important combination to start your preparation with. And those two topics, patho and pharma, I would say will make a base for your clinical subjects going forward. And that's most important subjects. And if you have time, do go through, I think in Robbins for pathology will be a very good advice, because you're writing in 25. I feel you can just do the general part from that part. Amrita, I hope this session was helpful to each one of you, and a few lines I'll tell you. Before we wrap up this session. रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा, रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा। रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा। थक कर ना बैठ, थक कर ना बैठ, मंजिल के मुसाफिर, मंजिल भी मिलेगी और मिलने का मजा भी आएगा। So stay hopeful and good things will happen. Okay, best wishes, guys. Okay, thank you so much.